Hello, I'm Imran and welcome back to my kitchen. Now today I'm going to be making for you an amazing Welsh seafood dish using these amazing creatures called mussels. Now these are from North Wales, from the Menai Straits. They've been grown on or in the Menai Straits, and they're an amazing product or produce to use. Now not only are they very cost effective to buy, they're very reasonable to buy, these are sustainable to grow. They also help clean the water around them as they grow as well. So it's a plus on all points. Add to that they're very quick to cook and taste delicious. There's no reason why we shouldn't be eating more of the amazing Welsh mussels that we can get around our coastline. And the dish I'm going to be making for you today pairs this amazing produce together with one of my favourite cocktails, the world-renowned Bloody Mary. Yes, today I'm making for you a Bloody Mary Menai mussels, and I cannot wait to show you this dish. So let's get cooking and look at the ingredients. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need for this dish. So obviously the star of the show, the Menai mussels, all cleaned and prepped and ready to go. I'll speak to you more about this as we're cooking. It being a Bloody Mary sauce, a Bloody Mary base, we need tomatoes, so that's a tin of chopped tomatoes. Of course, you can't have a Bloody Mary without vodka, so we've got our vodka there ready to go. Some Welsh rapeseed oil to cook with, some celery salt, which is very classic of a Bloody Mary. Parsley is the herb that we're going to use in this dish. And then we've got the base for our sauce. We've got one small onion just diced up there, one celery stick sliced, got a clove of garlic finely grated there, and we've got one chopped chilli. I've reserved half for the base and half to finish the dish with, along with the zest of one lemon, and I've reserved the parsley stalks as that will go into the base as well. Okay, now the fun part. We get cooking this amazing dish. It's all done in one saucepan, one frying pan effectively. I've got a large wok. I like to use a wok for this, so a large saucepan would do equally fine. Into there, on a medium heat, you want to get about 2 tablespoons of oil. That should do the trick. And let that heat up a little bit. So into the oil, we want to get our base for our sauce. So we'll just grab a spoon and we'll go in with the onions. So this is just on a medium heat. We get the onions in there. We get the celery. We get the garlic. Parsley stalks. And finally, the chopped chilies. Now, I've kept the seeds in. You don't have to keep the seeds in when you're cooking with chilies, but I also like my Bloody Marys quite spicy, and hence I've kept the seeds in to give this a little bit more of a kick there. In my opinion, it's not really a Bloody Mary if it doesn't have good amount of vodka in it and good amount of spice as well. So once this has had about 5 minutes or so to cook the base, we can then go in with the vodka. And that will come to a simmer very soon, and that will bubble away nicely for us. Now you want some of the flavour, but you do not want that to fully reduce down. So you want to retain some of that moisture in there, okay? So that will just reduce down nicely for us. And then once that's reduced a little bit, we'll add in the tomatoes. So as you can see in here, the vodka is bubbling away nicely. Keep it moving. It has reduced down. So now we're good to go in with the tin of chopped tomatoes. That's only taken about a couple of minutes. So in go the tomatoes. And now you want to bring this up to a simmer. I'm not going to season as yet. I'm going to season this dish at the end. That way I just have a bit more control over the seasoning. So seasoning is essentially
the salt, and in this case we're going to use celery salt. So we'll just bring that up to simmer, and you're pretty much halfway there.
As you can hear, the sauce is now bubbling away, it's reducing down a little bit. So we've got our base in there, we've got the alcohol, the vodka in there, we've got that tin of chopped tomatoes. Now to go in with the mussels. So the mussels are just going to go in there, and we're just going to give everything a good mix up and get the lid on there, okay? So let's carefully just pop them in. They just all go in there just like that. Give it a good mix up. Make sure the mussels can get coated in that wonderful sauce. It already smells absolutely amazing in the kitchen. So give them a good mix up. Make sure they're coated with that sauce. Absolutely love that clanking, that rattling sound of the mussels in the pan. So ready to eat it now. Fantastic. Put that to one side. Then on the medium heat again, I'm just going to reduce that down, and I'm going to get the lid on, and we're going to give those about 4 minutes on the clock there to just steam away and open up. So as the mussels are cooking away now, we can talk about how you prepare the mussels to cook with and to eat. So firstly, when you get the mussels from your fishmonger, give them a really good clean under water. Get rid of any grit or gristle on the surface. I often use a sponge for that. Sometimes you'll have some barnacles on them. You can just chip that off with a knife as well. Sometimes around the edge of the mussel you can get this really wiry sort of thing, which we call a beard. Just rip the beard off and make sure they've just not got any gunk on them at all. Rinse them under some clean water and put them to one side, and do it in the systematic way, using the ones you've just bought, cleaning them and putting them into a clean bowl ready to use. You may notice that some mussels I've opened a little bit. What you can often do is just take them and give them a bit of a tap on the work surface and close them together and just pinch them together at the mouth. Now, if you release the pressure and they stay closed, they're good to use. But if you tap them, pinch them together, and they want to stay open after you've let go, do not use those. Similarly, when you're cooking, in here, we expect the ones that are closed to open up in the steam that they're being cooked in. Any that don't open up, please discard, because they are not good to eat. So, before cooking, anything that doesn't close, don't use in your cooking. And after cooking, anything that doesn't open and stays closed, don't eat. Okay, so that's the general rule of thumb.
So these have now had their cooking time, and I can just take the lid off. And you can just see how amazing they look. Nicely opened up there. Oh, it smells incredible. You can see the steam coming up. You could dive in now, but there's still one more stage to do to get this to the next level.
So once the mussels have opened up, like I've just shown you there, what I like to do is decant them into a separate bowl. So just take them out very carefully, just using a large slaughter spoon like I'm using here. And the idea is, any sauce that remains, you're going to reduce that down to intensify the flavour a little bit more. Like I said, I cannot tell you how good this smells right now. I cannot wait to tuck into these.
And here you have what remains after you've decanted the mussels into a couple of bowls, okay? You've got the sauce that's all been cooked in. So not only the amazing base that we've added to it, but that mussel sort of flavour has been infused into this sun-coloured sauce that we've got here. But now we're just going to reduce it by bringing it up to a simmer. And this is the point that I like to season the dish, okay? So at this point, we're going to go in with a couple of pinches of celery salt. Now you could use plain salt if you don't have celery salt. The celery version is just very classic in a Bloody Mary, and that's why I'm using it. And I'm also going to go in with a little bit of the lemon zest now. So our sauce has reduced down a little bit. We're just going to take that off the heat now. And we're going to add in some parsley. I'm going to just mix that through. I'm going to add in a little bit more lemon zest. I tasted it earlier on and the seasoning was just fine. So as it was cooking away, I just tasted it. So the lemon zest is mixed through there. Now I don't want it super reduced, okay? Like I said, everyone loves dipping in some bread into the sauce after you finish the mussels. So we're just gonna now pour this over the mussels. And some for the one at the back over here. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to eat this. And then we're going to garnish with a little bit more lemon zest on each of the ones here at the back. Some chopped fresh chilies for an extra little bit of heat. And some extra leaves of parsley, because a little bit of greenage towards the end just makes everything pop and everything look really rather amazing. Now we can take this over to the table. We can get ready to eat.
And there you have it, my Bloody Mary Menai mussels. I'm serving this with plenty of good sourdough bread, a couple of wedges of lemon for extra zest hit, and I've doubled down with a Bloody Mary for myself. So let's get stuck in, find out how they taste. Yes, 100 times yes. Please, please, please try this dish. It's so straightforward to make, tastes amazing, and I promise you, you will not regret it. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully see you next time. Full recipe will be on the Porth to Plate website. So thank you very much and see you then. Bye now.